In the NBA, every team eventually needs to go through a rebuild. However, in some cases, these teams might be able to jump ahead of schedule by making a few moves that help them improve faster. But when this happens, young players might suddenly become dispensable. And that's exactly the situation in which the Lakers found themselves when they acquired superstar LeBron James and needed to decide between the core they had assembled and the possibility of becoming contenders right away. They decided for the latter, and though they were left without most of the players they had drafted in previous seasons, they decided to hold on to one of them, hoping that he would be able to become a star and help them to bring another championship to Los Angeles. Welcome to Courtside. Today we'll talk about why the Lakers decided to keep Kyle Kuzma and how he can be a game changer for them. A power forward in his third season in the NBA, Kyle Kuzma was raised in Flint, Michigan, and developed a love for the game at an early age when his mom put a toy basketball rim on their living room for him to play with. He described basketball as his safe haven, as the place where he grew up was very violent. He played for the Bentley High School and later for the Rise Academy, where he averaged 22 points and 7 rebounds per game as a senior. After graduating, he received offers from diverse Division I schools before choosing to attend the University of Utah. He would redshirt his freshman season but would play as a starter in the following 2 years. And during his junior season, he averaged 16.4 points, 9.3 rebounds, and 2.4 assists per game and was selected to the first team All-Pac-12. Kuzma decided to forego his final season of college eligibility and declared for the 2017 NBA Draft. He was projected to be selected in the second round. However, the Lakers acquired the 27th pick from the Brooklyn Nets on a draft day trade and decided to use it to select him. He showed a great level of talent during that year's summer league as he led his team in scoring and helped them win the league championship. For his excellent play, he was named as part of the All-Summer League second team and was named the championship game MVP. He made his pro debut on November 3rd and immediately established an offensive presence for the Lakers as he led the team in scoring during the first month of the season on the way to becoming only the 6th rookie ever to win the first Rookie of the Month award, without having been selected in the lottery. Throughout the season, he garnered praise for his play, which highly exceeded the expectations that had been placed on him as the 27th pick. Kuzma finished with averages of 16.1 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 1.8 assists per game and was selected to the NBA All-Rookie First Team. There was a lot of optimism regarding the Lakers' future as, after a series of disappointing seasons and following the retirement of Kobe Bryant, they had finally been able to put together a group of talented players that were expected to take the team back to relevance. The young core consisted of Kuzma, 2016 second overall selection Brandon Ingram, and 2017 second and 30th overall selections Lonzo Ball and Josh Hart, respectively. While the initial plan was to help these players develop their games and surround them with enough talent to eventually reach the playoffs, things would change abruptly during the 2018 offseason. On July 9, 2018, the Lakers signed superstar LeBron James and filled the roster with veteran players. And while there was hope that James's leadership and the presence of other vets would help to develop their younger players faster, questions were immediately raised regarding their fit together as potential contenders. The following season had a good start for the team, and Kuzma in particular seemed to be among the players that most benefited from playing with James as he improved his scoring average. However, after starting with a 20-14 record, several injuries started to affect the team's play, and following several rumors during the trade deadline, their chemistry seemed to be completely off. Most of the starters continued to struggle with injuries in the following weeks, and they were eliminated from playoff contention by March. During the offseason, rumors regarding the future of the team's young core were again circulating, and were eventually confirmed when Ball, Hart, and Ingram were traded to the New Orleans Pelicans in exchange for star forward Anthony Davis. Kuzma became the only remaining member of their former core and, now paired with two superstars in James and Davis, was expected to help them form a potential Big Three and turn the Lakers into championship contenders. When the season started, this became a difficult task for him to accomplish as not only the offense was going to run primarily through the star duo, but he had missed training camp because of an injury. Now, coming off the bench and needing to adjust to a new coach and a new role as the team's third scoring option, Kuzma struggled and his play was inconsistent during the first months of the season, as he was also dealing with injuries that made him miss some games. However, there was a reason for hope as his teammates kept on complimenting his game, and he would show more consistency during the weeks before the season suspension, especially on the defensive end. He would also show flashes of brilliance throughout the season when given the chance to start. In 52 games as a reserve, he averaged 11.4 points, 4.3 rebounds, and 1.1 assists on 41.8% shooting from the field. But in his 9 games as a starter, he averaged 20.9 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 2.3 assists per game while also shooting more efficiently from the field. Following the season suspension, all eyes were back on Kuzma and how he would need to improve his game as the Lakers' third option for them to be able to make a championship run. There was some skepticism at first, but he was one of the team's best players during scrimmages and also during the seeding games. With the Lakers struggling during most of the seeding games, Kuzma got the chance to start on a few occasions and also saw his role coming off the bench increased. He answered the call by shooting 44.4% from three-point range while averaging 15.4 points, 4.4 rebounds, and 1 steal per game, and displaying a newfound commitment on the defensive end of the court. His excellent play was highlighted by a game-winning shot against the Denver Nuggets, after which LeBron reiterated that he was essential to the Lakers' championship aspirations. He also showed great chemistry off the bench with Alex Caruso and Dion Waiters, and his play fueled the conversations about him moving into the starting lineup. Though Coach Frank Vogel has stated that the best for the team is that Kuzma comes off the bench for now so that he can balance the team's production during games. But regardless of whether he moves into the starting lineup or not, his recent play has garnered praise from his teammates, and he's felt how their confidence in him has kept on growing during the last games, and the same has been the case with Coach Vogel. Showing his willingness to guard the opposing team's best scorers, Kuzma has been assigned to defend Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, and even Chris Paul, and has done as good as anyone could have asked of him. His size meant that the physical tools to be a solid defender were already in place, and his improved fundamentals and focus show that he's capable of affecting games on both sides of the court. His effort was recently recognized by former star Scottie Pippen, who mentioned how he had followed Kuzma's development throughout the years and how he checked all the boxes as a player, which would, in turn, be crucial for the Lakers' success, which goes in line with what LeBron has said about him. James expects him to be that third scorer on a day-to-day basis so that the team doesn't need to rely on only their 2 stars, and that whenever either of them is struggling, he becomes their second option. Kuzma believes that he's capable of doing that and has repeated that his goal is to help the team win in any way that's possible. And if he's able to keep going on both ends of the floor, he might just become the player that the Lakers need him to be for them to fulfill their championship aspirations. Kuzma's first 3 years as a pro player have been all but easy for him, as he's had to adjust to a new role in each season while also dealing with the expected problems that any player faces in the early stages of his career. However, he's shown from day one that he's able to score whenever it's needed from him, and his willingness to adapt his game to make sure that his team succeeds while also making improvements on the defensive end show that his mindset is already that of a winning player, and his skills will only keep getting better as time goes by and his confidence continues to grow. Now, do you think that he will eventually become a star? Let us know in the comments. We hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, give us a like and subscribe to our channel for more NBA content. We are Courtside.